Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Zarin, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. You completed my independent speaking practice test number 2. The question here is, choose an event that has meaning for you. Explain how it has changed you. So, you say,
getting married was an event that brought a new phase to my life, which why it has meaning for me.
Which why, you want to say which is why it has meaning for me. Let's go back to that.
Getting married was an event that brought a new phase to my life, which why it has meaning for me.
So which is why. Now here's the other problem with your beginning. So it kind of gives you a new face to life, right? But how do you exactly explain that idea with specific details? You see what I'm saying? Now, if you say marriage changed me because I learned how to be financially independent and I learned how to unconditionally love another person, if you said both of those ideas, it's easier to give examples for those ideas. But the way that you begin the speech, it's going to be really tough to support that information with details, because remember that the examples that you use in the body of the speech, there needs to be a direct connection to the purpose or the theme or the main point of what you just said.
I got married when I was 28 years old.
Hold on, let's go back to this.
Has meaning for me. I got married when I was 28 years old.
Okay, just pronounce it a little bit more clearly. I got married.
It was a big party with...
You know what's interesting? Let me go back to what you just said here a minute ago.
I got married when I was 28 years old.
Exactly the same age that I got married. Isn't that interesting? I also got married at the age of 28.
It was a big party with a lot of guests, families, and friends. The most important part of this event was that I started to think that my life is not going to be the same.
Okay.
I had to become more responsible, think about how to spend my money.
Okay, now we got a lot of things going on here. So once you bring up ideas like I learned to be responsible, something along those lines, that's at that point you have to give a specific example, but your reasons, this is kind of where you could have trouble. The reasons are your examples, right? That's what you're trying to do, but it's usually better to state a reason. Why is marriage an important event in your life? So if we went back to the beginning of your response, if we said, well, getting married was an important event to me because I learned responsibility and I learned how to be financially independent. So that would be, let's keep going and listen to what you said here.
And plan for the future for having kids.
Okay, hold on just a second. I got to shut the door. Okay, let's keep going.
From that day, I realized that I have to spend more time with my family instead of with my friends. This is why I think that this event was meaningful for me.
But if it's not just why it's meaningful.
Hi, Michael.
Listen to the beginning.
In addition to my speaking response.
Okay, hold on. Listen to what you said in the beginning here. So.
Hi, Michael. In addition to my speaking response, I have a question.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to get to that question in just a minute.
Getting married was an event that brought a new phase to my life, which why it has meaning for me.
So it brought a new phase to your life, right? So when you go to the end, if you want to circularly connect, or you have what's called a connection between the beginning and the end, you'll say, well, getting married at the end, it was an important event because it brought a new perspective to my life, and then that would connect back to what you said in the beginning. So part of what you have to work on right now, Zarin, is you need to have a much more coherent presentation of ideas. Right? So, like I said, if you started off something like this, let's just keep it really basic here. You'll say, getting married was an important event to me because I learned responsibility and I learned how to unconditionally love someone else. I'm just giving you two examples. You say, first of all, marriage has helped me to learn responsibility. Or second of all, marriage has helped me learn how to love someone unconditionally. So you have those two ideas, and then when you give your examples in the body of the speech, the purpose of the examples is to help support those two main points. So that would be partly what you can do. Now let's listen to the questions that you have said here.
Hi, Michael. In addition to my speaking response, I have a question.
Good. And I'm going to go ahead and record the question because I can better respond to it this way. Hold on, let me shut the door here. Okay, let me listen to what you have to say here.
As you can feel, my speaking pace is not very fast.
Well, it's not. I'm not going to say that it's too slow. In your previous speech, I don't think that what you just did, and wait a minute here, I even forgot to give you a score here. So, first of all, in terms of delivery, I don't think that it's so slow that the IBT human raters are going to give you a lower score. I think you're having more problems right now. You had some language use issues, as I pointed out, but also topic development issues, making sure the connection of everything in the speech is clear. There's a coherent connection there, which I think that's where you can make a lot of improvements. I think once you know how to connect and develop your ideas, then you can worry more about delivery. I wouldn't worry as much about delivery right now. To learn a little bit more about how to coherently organize your ideas, go to speaking lesson number 7, and that will give you some good tips on how to better organize your points. I mean, if you want to work on speaking a little bit faster, you can go to, in the pronunciation area of my course, go to the lessons on thought groups and blending. That's lessons number 41 through 44.
I cannot speak faster than this. So far I have 23 on speaking.
And when you say 23, you want to make sure that you put your tongue between your teeth there when you pronounce that.
Do you think that this pace that I have
and when you say pace, this pace, pace,
is appropriate for the TOEFL test in order to get a high score? I'm really worried about it because even in my language, which is Farsi, and
Farsi, that's Iran, right? Persia?
I speak another language, which is Bulgarian, because I got my degree there.
But this is why when you're speaking English, you don't have a really heavy non-native speaker accent, I'm guessing, because you learned Bulgarian, which is more of an Indo-European language, which has some similarities to English. That probably helped you reduce some of your Farsi accent.
So even in those two languages, I speak slow. I can feel...
I would say I speak slowly. Use an adverb after regular verbs.
That native speakers speak really fast. Like their pace of speaking is faster than mine. So do you think that with this pace, I can get a high score?
Yes, I do. I think it is possible for you to get a high score at the current pace that you have, right? You have some pronunciation issues, but like I said, the previous score, if I give you a score on that previous one, I'll probably put you at about 22 points out of 30, 2.83 out of 4, and your biggest issue here is how you're organizing your ideas, making sure that everything is coherently organized. That's where I see you making more improvements in.
And is there any way to change this?
Okay, if you want to change the speed, if you want to speak a little bit faster and get used to a little bit faster pace, here's my recommendation. As you go through the pronunciation videos, you'll notice at the end of each video there is a sentence and a paragraph reading exercise. What you can do is you can practice reading the paragraphs out loud with me as I teach you the information in those videos. Now, I'm a native speaker of English, Zarin, and I'm not speaking really, really quickly. You notice that? And even in the United States, depending on where you're raised, for example, if you're raised in New York, you'll speak English faster than those who are raised in the South, for example, Mississippi, Georgia, Louisiana, Texas, Florida, and so on. Or if you're out in California, where I currently live, Californians will have a slightly faster pace than those who grew up in the South, but maybe a little bit slower than those who grew up in the Northeast. So even in the United States, we do have a different. We don't all speak exactly the same way. So, but anyway, like I said, if you want to get a little bit more used to the pace that we speak, do the exercise. Go through some of those videos, Speak Clearly videos, and practice reading the paragraphs and the sentences out loud with me, and that helps you see what your pace needs to be. All right, anyway, thank you very much, and thank you for your comments, and keep up the good work.